Welcome to Nighthawk Motors. Today I'm going to be going over the 5 things I love about the 2019 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 High Country. I know it's a long name, but the 5 things I absolutely love about this truck are: 1, the way the thing drives. It drives really well. It's got coilover suspension in the front, leaf springs in the back, and most of the trucks I've ever driven have all had torsion bar suspension in the front, which can be a bit jarring at times, especially if it's got like off-road suspension on it. I find this truck's drive to be very good and very smooth, and really it doesn't have anything that I can really complain about. So honestly, it rides like a Cadillac. I'm sure they took a lot of the suspension and everything from the Cadillac division. Okay, number 2, I love the interior of this truck. This truck has such an upscale and classy interior. It's pretty insane to think of like American pickup trucks have gotten to this level of quality and design on the interiors. I mean, just look at this thing. Not that, but this. Look at how nice this truck is. Look at all the stitching and leather. It's awesome. Only thing I could maybe, well, we'll save that for another time, but overall the interior is absolutely amazing in this truck. I'm sure everybody will agree as well, especially if anybody's ever been in like a regular base model pickup truck or an older generation pickup truck. This thing just blows them away. The only thing I can really come close to this is like the F-150 King Ranch and the Platinum. They have very similar interiors to this as well, and those are really nice trucks as well. The third thing I love about this truck is the design. The outside exterior design looks amazing. I saw it in pictures and video maybe about 8 months ago when they first launched this new design, and I wasn't so sure about it. I was like, you know, I'm not so sure about the rounded wheel arches in the front end and the arrow they put on it. I just wasn't sure about it. But when you see these things in person, they look amazing. And if you haven't seen one yet, and you know you're in the market for your truck, definitely go take a look at one of these things. I'm not getting paid by Chevy to say this either, even though I wish I was. But the whole exterior design of this truck is really good, and I honestly don't have anything I would change about the exterior of this truck, and I'm pretty picky when it comes to vehicles and the way they look. I usually can pick them apart pretty well, but this thing is really well done. There's nothing on the truck that really looks like it's out of place or a lower quality than the rest. It all looks like it's all high quality material, high quality design. There's nothing that was just pasted on as an after effect. It looks like it all flows very well, and I'm sure you all would agree with me. The 4th thing I love about this truck is actually the infotainment system. I have a video ready to put up about it if you guys would want to go check it out. I'll put the link in the description. But the infotainment system in this truck is it's a really well done system. And let's see if we can get through here. Really well done system. It has so much information on it at your disposal that most Chevy vehicles have now. And they still have analog gauges, which I like. I like having analog gauges for the speedometer and tachometer, but everything else is nice because you don't really need to know all this information at all times, whereas a speedometer and a tachometer, you kind of want to be there because it's good to know that information. But this stuff you can go through and change at will, basically, and do whatever you want. And it's just a really nice system. It's really user-friendly. You just sit there for maybe like 10-15 minutes and just scroll through everything, and you have a really good idea of exactly what's on the system, how to use it when you're driving, and you know, potential benefits you could have while you're using it on the road, included with navigation and real-time monitoring for all your voltage, oil pressure, temperature, everything like that. It's got all that data there, as well as the speed limit sign, where I guess they have a GPS tracker on the truck. It tells you what road you're on, what the speed limit on that road is, kind of like if you ever use Waze, the app for navigation. Same principle. It's a really good idea to have, because sometimes you're driving down the road and you're wondering, well, what's the speed limit down here? I haven't seen a sign for like 5 miles. And Chevy thought of that and was like, yeah, we could help you out there. We'll just put it on your dash. Nothing more convenient than that. So the 5th thing I really like about this truck, when it's new at least, there's a lot of things I really like about this truck, but I can't fit it into this video. Maybe I'll make a couple after the 5th thing. I'll make some more stuff that I actually like about this truck. But the 5th thing I really like about this truck that I thought was very unique and a good idea for now, unless it's going to be easily broken, is the lifted tailgate, the electric assist tailgate. That thing is really good, and it saves you a lot of effort and potentially hurting yourself lifting a heavy tailgate up and down. And I know the older models, they used to actually have a spring in the tailgate. I'm sure that these models do still, but the electric assisted tailgate is such a good idea, and I'm so glad they had it on this truck. Just because, you know, you don't want to be constantly having to lift the tailgate up and down whenever you're going to a job site or when you're trying to pull stuff out of the back. It just makes things simpler. Now that doesn't go to show, or go to say, when, you know, this truck gets down the road maybe 50,000, 60,000 miles and it has some wear and tear on the tailgate, you know, only time will tell how long that thing will last for. But for the time being, it seems to be working great, and I can only imagine it'll work great in the future as well. That pretty much does it for the 5 things I love about this truck. There's so much other stuff I could have covered in this truck. I'm not extremely familiar with the truck, so feel free to leave comments in the comment section on what you guys like about your trucks, if you have this truck or something similar. I'm also going to make some, you know, some additional comments at the end of this video on other things I really like about this truck, just because I don't see why not. You know, it's 5 things I love about this truck, but there's other stuff you love about it too. It's not just 5 things, because this truck is actually really awesome. So let's get into that now. One thing I really want on my next vehicle is this. Air conditioned seats. They're not air conditioned, I think they're just vented. But either way, that is a really good feature, especially when you live in the Northeast, when it's either hot or cold, and you'll have like a nice in-between weather where you don't need to use that for like 2 weeks before the seasons like abruptly change. But that's a really nice feature. I can only imagine on long road trips how nice that is to have, so you don't feel all suffocated and everything. So another feature I like about this truck is actually, it's the powertrain. I'm not going to say I love the transmission in this truck, but I do love the engine. I feel like it's a really good engine. It gets great gas mileage, and has plenty of power for its size. The 5.3 liter, I don't know what the actual designation from Chevy is for it, but it's the 5.3 liter overhead cam design engine with variable valve timing and cylinder deactivation, and it's got like 360 horsepower, 370 foot-pounds of torque, around that range, and it just has plenty of power. You don't feel like the truck is underpowered ever, especially for normal daily use. The old 2500 that I test drove a long time ago with the 6 liter in it was undoubtedly underpowered. It was a 2500 HD, so I had a real heavy axle, real short gears, and it had like 300 horsepower, and that's not enough really for a truck. But this thing has plenty of power, and you know, if you're thinking about going between this or the 6.2 liter, definitely give this a shot first, because it will save you money and gas down the road, and it'll be cheaper to buy. I think it's like a $4,000 or $5,000 difference. But yeah, that's another great thing about this truck. But like I said, you guys early, if you have any comments, you want to argue what I said, or you just have, you know, comments to tell me what you like about your truck, leave them in the comment section. I usually reply. I try to reply to everybody's comment, especially if it's a really good comment, well thought out. I'll try to make time to reply to your comments. So if you guys would, if you like the video, I'd appreciate it if you'd stick around and subscribe, and then also like the video if you actually liked it. If not, then have a great day, everybody. Either way, thanks for watching.